Hello, I'm Jen, and today is July 8th, 2021. And it also happens to be my birthday, but that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because tomorrow is new moon in Cancer. And I want to talk about what that means and what you can expect and how you can use this energy for your benefit. So I love following the phases of the moon, and I will use it as a guide. And I'm going to show you how to move through that now. So first, the new moon. The new moon is the beginning of a new phase, right? So today we are waning into the new moon. Tomorrow starts a whole new cycle, moon cycle, right? It peaks in 2 weeks. It'll be a full moon. And so we would be waxing towards the full moon after the new moon. And then after the full moon, then it wanes back into the next new moon, the next new phase. So it's a 28-day cycle. And we can use this to make plans or to take actions. So the new moon is the planning stage, right? So we look back at what's been working, what hasn't been working, and begin to plan, like, how can we do better, or how we can put more emphasis in what is working and knock that out. So that's a great time for this. In the new moon, the sun and the moon are conjunct, right? So they're in the same sign. So it's also a really powerful time to get insights, right? This is the darkest sky because we don't have the reflection of the sun, because the sun and the moon are right next to each other. Now, the sun represents our conscious mind, right? It's what we see. It's what everybody sees. And the moon is our subconscious mind. It's like the wheels moving in the back, right? So when they're in the same sign, they more easily relate to each other. It's like you're almost like your conscious and your subconscious are on the same wavelength. So it's a great time to get very quiet, to journal, to see what's going on within you. You have greater access, right? And it's really powerful. So I encourage to do that. Take some quiet time to yourself and just see what's going on. Meditation practice is perfect. And that would be in alignment with the new moon. So the sign that the sun and the moon are in is Cancer. And what is Cancer? Cancer is the archetype of Cancer, right? So we have 12 archetypes, and you can have qualities of all of these archetypes to one degree or another. So even if you weren't born during the Cancer sun, you might still relate to some of the qualities. Or you can be born of the Cancer sun and not relate to one or a lot or all of the qualities. But this is the archetype. So it is a cardinal sign. So it moves forward. It's the leader. You follow the cardinal, right? That's that energy. And the element is water. And water is all about emotion and creativity. You can think of the sacral chakra, which is also in the element of water. It's also very nurturing, right? It is connected to the fourth house. So the houses are the different stages of life, right? From birth to death. And the fourth house is about family, right? It's about raising family, creating a home for the family. So the Cancer is actually the mother sign. So think of that archetype, and it would be very easy to connect to the idea of the Cancer, right? And it is also the symbol of the crab, which is more of an introvert, of going inward. So think of a crab retreating into its shell, right? It doesn't like confrontation, just wants to go inward. So that's the energy that we're in, right? So whether you relate to that or not, that's what's going to be coming up. So you might get a little more emotional, or you might get a little more creative, or you might be feeling more maternal. So these are the aspects of us that we get to connect with and explore. And it's being drawn out, but it's also being drawn in because it is the new moon and we are going more inward. So this stage would be the more planning stage, and then you can move out into action more in 2 weeks when it is the full moon, which would be lots of fun. So another thing I'm really excited about new moon in Cancer is we're in July, right? The 7th month. We're in the second half of the year. So we get to choose and decide how we want to live out the next 6 months. So even though the new moon is focused on the 28-day cycle, you might want to start planning on what's been working for you so far, like go through that, and then using that information to plan ahead to move forward. So you get to experience the rest of 2021 the way you want. It's a really good marker to have, right? So I've been doing that, and I encourage you to just create something. It doesn't have to be complicated unless that's your personality trait and you love to get into the details and the nitty-gritty, then jump into it and go for it. Right? But that is the new moon in Cancer. And if you relate to the qualities or you don't, and you have any questions about that, all of those answers can be found in your natal chart. And like for me, if I was born on the new moon, my sun and my moon would be in the same sign, right? So what the natal chart does, it tracks where everything was, where all the planets were in the sky, the moment that you were born and the place that you were born. So you would need to know, the date, time, and place that you were born, because depending on where you were on the earth, it's going to have a different relationship to the planets, all the planets. So then all the planets mean something, and we get to connect to how that aspect of life or personality is being played out. And the planets also have a connection to each other, right? So there will be a relationship. It could be a harmonious relationship, or it could be a disharmonious relationship. And it's not good or bad. When it's harmonious, there's no challenge, right? But when there's no challenge, there's no growth. So when we understand how the planets are relating to each other, then we gain greater understanding of the lessons that we need to learn and why we're here. So that is my take on the new moon in Cancer. So being reflective, being prepared to maybe get triggered, to be more emotional, or you might just not even get triggered at all, and just like a wave of emotion can come over you all of a sudden. And when that happens, I say be with it. Don't push it away or distract yourself from it, but be with it, right? And it passes, everything passes, just like the moon cycles. We just move through it. So just breathe, be gentle with yourself, relax, and do something, quiet, maybe light a candle, and just being with yourself and being with your thoughts, your conscious thoughts, and allow those thoughts to open up that gateway to your inner mind. And it's really all good. It's all beautiful. And I thank you so much for being with me in this time and taking what I had to offer. And if you're interested in learning more, either your own natal chart or any other connection of my services that you would like, I have my contact information below. And I thank you so much for sharing this time again with me. Namaste.